Okay, let's dive into this. Shadows of the cosmos, the terrifying unknown of existence. We all love looking up at the night sky on a clear evening, don't we? It feels orderly. It feels safe. But the truth hidden in our source material today is actually much darker. It turns out the more our scientific theories advance, the more terrifying the universe actually becomes. Because behind that calm, beautiful appearance lies a vast collection of cosmic shadows, mysteries that might just reveal a truly frightening truth about our very existence.
But what if everything you know, every star you've ever seen, every planet, every galaxy, every memory you hold, and literally every living thing on Earth could just disappear instantly? Imagine waking up to a reality where the universe itself harbors a hidden secret capable of erasing us without a single warning. The universe isn't just a quiet backdrop to human history, it's a dynamic, highly volatile arena. And the sheer fragility of our reality, well, that's the very first thing we really need to grapple with in this explainer. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why our grip on reality is so incredibly fragile. As anyone who follows cosmology knows, the visible stuff, the stars, the planets, humans, your morning cup of coffee, it's just a tiny 5% rounding error in the grand scheme of the universe. The rest of existence is completely invisible to us. We already know the math, right? 27% is dark matter, acting as this unseen gravitational scaffolding holding entire galaxies together. And a staggering 68% is dark energy, aggressively accelerating the expansion of the cosmos. The true terror here isn't just what these forces are, it's how much of the board they actually control compared to our tiny, visible slice. To really put that data into perspective, I want you to imagine living inside a massive house where 95% of the rooms are completely invisible to you. You can't see the doors, you can't feel the walls, but you just know they're there because you can feel drafts of air and hear the floors creaking from forces you can't quite explain. That is our exact situation in the universe. It's like the ultimate bad real estate deal, and we're stuck living in it. We're existing inside a universe completely dominated and controlled by forces we can't even detect, let alone fully explain. We're all familiar with Enrico Fermi's famous question, where is everybody? But what our sources highlight today is just how deafening that silence is becoming the more exoplanets we discover. Thanks to missions like Kepler, we now know of thousands of confirmed exoplanets, which strongly suggests there could be billions of habitable worlds in our galaxy alone. Statistically speaking, advanced civilization should be absolutely everywhere. Yet, as we listen to the cosmos, we hear nothing. No signals, no megastructures, just static. And that forces us to confront a deeply unsettling possibility. You already know the Great Filter Theory, that hypothetical cosmic roadblock that just stops developing civilizations dead in their tracks. But really think about the specific implications of what that filter actually means. It suggests that surviving the universe isn't just hard, it's practically impossible. Maybe advanced technology, like artificial general intelligence, inevitably turns on its creators. Or maybe species naturally wipe themselves out through biological warfare the absolute second they unlock gene editing. Or perhaps systematic, unavoidable cosmic events routinely sterilize star systems before anyone can even think about building a colony ship. So, the terrifying question we have to ask ourselves is this: has humanity already passed the Great Filter, or is it still waiting ahead of us? If the filter is in our past, well, we are an incredibly rare, lucky exception in a mostly dead universe. But if that filter lies in our future, then it means our doom is practically guaranteed. It means nearly every civilization in the universe eventually hits a brick wall and disappears, and we are simply waiting for our turn. So if the Great Filter is ahead of us, what could it be? Let's speed things up with black holes, because the cosmos is completely packed with sudden, violent threats that do not care about our survival. We all know they trap light, but what's truly terrifying is the total breakdown of physics at their core. We aren't just talking about intense gravity here. We're talking about severe time distortion, information paradoxes, and the fundamental laws of reality just tearing at the seams. To us, these supermassive monsters lurking at the center of nearly every galaxy represent the ultimate, inescapable void. But an even faster, more absolute threat is vacuum decay. Quantum theory suggests our universe might currently exist in a temporary, unstable state called a false vacuum. If it suddenly collapses into a true vacuum, a bubble of completely new physics would appear and expand outward at the exact speed of light. As it washes over the cosmos, atoms would literally fail to bond. Stars, planets, and life would simply vanish in a microsecond. The only silver lining? Because it moves at the speed of light, we wouldn't even have time to stress about it. We would never, ever see it coming. And hey, if vacuum decay sounds a little too theoretical for you, consider gamma-ray bursts. These are very real, and they are among the most powerful explosions in the known universe. In just a few seconds, a single burst can release more energy than our sun will produce over its entire multi-billion-year lifetime. Now, while we certainly hope no nearby source is pointing a cosmic sniper rifle at us right now, if one were directed perfectly towards Earth, it could effortlessly strip away our entire atmosphere. These monumental explosions serve as a rapid, brutal reminder of the universe's casual hostility. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it contrasts two massive, apocalyptic endpoints for reality itself. On one side, we have the Big Rip. If that dark energy we talked about earlier continues growing stronger, the expansion of the universe could become so violent that it separates galaxies, rips planets right out of their orbits, and eventually tears apart the very atoms making up our own bodies. On the other side, we have the Big Crunch. If gravity eventually overcomes that expansion, the universe collapses inward. Temperatures rise, galaxies crash together, and reality crushes down into an incredibly dense state, entirely erasing our cosmic history. But there is a third, heavily studied possibility, and honestly, it's perhaps the most haunting of all: the heat death of the universe. It's a slow, bleak, step-by-step timeline into absolute nothingness. Step 1. Over unimaginable periods of time, all the stars eventually burn through their fuel and die out, leaving galaxies completely dark. Step 2. The only things left, the black holes, slowly evaporate over trillions of years. Step 3. The universe finally reaches maximum entropy. No usable energy remains. No light, no heat, no life, just endless, freezing darkness stretching across infinite time.
As if sheer physical destruction wasn't enough to process, modern cosmology brings us to this absolute mind-bender. Could our universe simply be an artificial simulation? Think about it. If advanced civilizations actually survive the Great Filter and become technologically powerful enough, they could likely create artificial realities containing conscious beings. And if they can do that even once, they could run countless simulated universes. Statistically speaking, some philosophers argue it's highly probable we're already living inside one of those nested programs. I mean, it fundamentally forces us to question what reality even means, doesn't it?
So, the crucial point is this. Whether we face a big rip, a great filter, or a simulation shutdown, we have to recognize our own scale. 93 billion. That is the size of the observable universe in light years. 93 billion light years across. And yet, the unobservable universe beyond that, it may be infinitely larger. We are incredibly, impossibly small. It's like being a single grain of sand trying to map out the entire Pacific Ocean. Which brings us to the true scale of human ignorance. The most terrifying secret of the universe might not be a giant explosion or a supermassive black hole. It might just be how little we actually know. Consider this, with a bit of humility. Human civilization has existed for only a tiny fraction of a moment in cosmic history. Our modern science is barely a few centuries old. We are standing on a very small planet, orbiting a completely ordinary star, tucked away near the edge of just one galaxy. And beyond our galaxy, trillions of others remain completely unexplored. There may be dimensions we can't see, forces we can't measure, and absolute truths our brains are simply incapable of processing. The universe is unimaginably beautiful, but we must respect that it is also ancient, vast, and entirely indifferent to our existence. Every single scientific discovery we make just reveals new, more complex questions. Every answer uncovers deeper shadows. Perhaps the reason scientists fear the mysteries of the cosmos isn't because of what they've found, but because they fully grasp just how much remains in the dark. So I leave you with this final thought from our explainer today. Somewhere in that immense darkness between the stars, hidden far beyond our reach and our comprehension, is the universe still keeping its greatest, most terrifying secret?